got an email which reminded from a close friend, and I was trying to encourage, and this has reminded me of my favorite way of handling all the tough times and the negativity and disappointments and unexpected circumstances. And the it my favorite way is whenever something disappointment or unexpected or things or happen, I just recall myself as something better is already on its way. Something better. The two words I say again and again to myself is something better, and remind myself of being grateful for half glass full part of life. So now there are a few things, these circumstances, when it works and when it doesn't. First, this kind of thing work only when deep inside you are honest in your dealings, you're fair, you are sincere and committed towards things. If you yourself are in the, you're trying to trap others, or you're in a deceit note or whatever is your way, this will not work, because you cannot fool your own intuition, your own god, your own self. You can only logically say, okay, everything is good, and you can temporarily like to go ahead. You can stop temporarily listening to it, but the deep inside, the nagging voice inside you will sooner or later will take over. So this two words, something better, works for you from deep within, when you really have been honest in your dealings, and you have been in your tough times, and you have been assertive enough and to defend. Thing is, this works essentially when you start being grateful and thankful to God for the half glass full part of life. So as I again say and say, uh, something better is always a matter of perception, from which viewpoint you are taking things. So most people of us, that was a notion to for me also, which eventually I had depressions and all the negative part of life, and I fought for it. And the notion was pretty simple. I used to exaggerate the bad part. Oh, if this happened, then this will happen, and my career is destroyed. I do not have money. I do not have. Nothing is going to work for me. People will this and that. Over the span, I got more disappointments, more tougher times, more backstabbing, more failures, more losses, and I managed to go ahead with it, and I still have few but very satisfying and fulfilling relationship, very happy life. Uh, so tough times exist, but what problem is, we try to exaggerate the bad times, we try to exaggerate the bad part of it, the empty part of a glass for it, and that is why we stop expecting from the good part in the life. That is the time when you need to change your viewpoint and perspective, and you have to start taking things from a different perspective. Third, something better. Consistently remind yourself whenever you are disappointed or bad time, something better is for me. Something better is coming. Something better is already answered. Another key thing that I really found when something better comes is when you are essentially a mid to long term player. If you are in a very short term struck, you are again in the pressure zone. You are heavily in the logical mind, and and in the complexities, and rather than chilling out, taking life as it comes. I'm not saying going totally with the flow. You have the vision and everything, but it's just life. No one gets everything. And uh, another perspective is, I found something better helps and really exist. And I can, as soon as you started thinking from the solutions point of view. Now what happens is, whenever we have a tough time, bad time, negative time, disappointment, we get so stuck on the negative part of it, the empty part of the glass part of it, is that we are stuck on the problem. All thing we are thinking is problem. Oh, my career is destroyed, I do not have money. Problem, I do not have money. Have you worked on a solution how I can manage it? That is where you need to think. So when you start thinking about solutions, that is when you start developing something better mindset. And it usually, on practice, I found it is always a mutual benefit. It goes hand to hand. So whether you start working on solution and then eventually you will come one point of time, you will say, oh, something better is already on its way. Or you start from the point of view when you have an immediate disappointment, the way immediately you say yourself, remind yourself something better is already on its way. That very second, as soon as you remind yourself something better is already on its way, psychologically you come in a resourceful state, you come in a mind state where your mind get focused over the solutions, the half glass full part of life, and you start automatically subconsciously working on solutions instead of focusing on the problems. So again, this video goes to any and every of my friends or anyone who's watcher. uh, uh, just remind of my favorite word whenever. This is the way I have fought so many of the obstacles and backstabbing, starvations, and n number of problems, and still today is my way. And this is the best thing